This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, welcome to the AWS Data Engineer Training Program. And as part of this program, we'll be talking about PySpark. So yesterday we started with the basics of PySpark, where we talked about like how to load one file into a data frame and how to apply various basic operation on a data frame. Like you can apply some filter on the data frame, or you can select a specific column, or you can add some derived columns which is not coming from your data. And if any column is not no longer required, you can even drop that column from the data frame. So few things we did yesterday, and advanced topics on PySpark we will be performing today. Okay, so let's start the class with the agenda. So the agenda for today's class is join in data frame, group by in data frame, aggregate function in data frame, window function in data frame, Spark SQL in data frame, write data frame into local file, and similarly we can write data frame into s3 file as well. Okay, so let's start with the first one, join in data frame. So yesterday what we did is we copied one file into data frame and we were playing with that file, or you can say playing with only one data frame. Today we'll do like we will be loading two files into two different data frames, and then we can join them and we can do many more operations. So in order to do that practically, first of all, I have to open my account. Just give me a moment. So I'm opening my Cloud9 so that we can do the things practically. So if you remember yesterday, I loaded two files, uploaded two files into my Cloud9. One was employee CSV file and another one is department CSV file. So those two files we will be loading into two different data frame, and then we can join and we can do many more operations on that. Okay. So before this Cloud9 environment is opening, in case you're having any doubt from yesterday's class, you can ask me. Okay. So this is the code from yesterday. So what we can do is we can remove this code. I think let me open that sample.py. Same. Okay. So I will remove all this thing. We'll be starting from beginning. So what I will do is we have two files, right? Sample department data.csv and employee data.csv. So let me declare two variables. I would say emp data file path. Okay. And similarly we'll do for department. So we'll go to not this one, Spark data. So this one is the path. Yesterday we did the same activity, right? So I'm doing it again. This one and this one. Okay. After that, I have to provide the file name as well. So I will do the listing here. Department.csv, control C, this one, and employee. Now we have declared two variables which contains the path of two CSV files. We'll create two data frames. So emp underscore df is equal to spark dot read dot csv. Okay, and we'll provide this path, comma, header is equal to true, and one more thing was there, infer schema is equal to true. Okay, this will create my employee data frame, and similarly I will create the department data frame. The only thing we need to change is data frame name and the path. Now if you want to check, we can do emp underscore df dot show, and we can also do department underscore df dot show, and finally we'll try to run it. Why this is showing a red line? What is the error? Undefined variable show. Okay, that's correct, because I am writing these things into directly into the Python. Otherwise, I need to write these things into PySpark cell. Okay, we'll do that. Let's at least let's keep the code here as it is. What we will do is we'll go to Spark directory, and inside that bin directory, and then PySpark. So I will copy these lines, control C, and we can paste it here. So it's loading the file. It will take few seconds, and then it should be displaying the content of your data frames. So you can see that employee underscore df dot show, which we did yesterday also. We have employee ID, name, age, gender, department ID, and manager employee ID. Similarly, we have department data frame, where you can say department ID, department name, and department head employee ID. Who is the head for that particular department? So for department 1, the department name is IT, and the head is employee 007. Similarly, for employee 002, employee 003, employee 004, we have names and the corresponding employee, you can say department head. Okay. Now, because we have two data frame available, just like you join two tables in DB, similarly, you can join two data frames here based upon some common column. So you can see that department ID is there in the employee table, and department ID is there in the department table as well. So we can join these two data frames. Suppose you want to display the employee ID, employee name, and department name. Now the department name is not available in the employee table. And as far as employee ID and name are there, they are not available in the department table. So in order to fetch these details together, we have to join these two data frames. Okay, so let's join them. You can give one more data frame name. Maybe I would give joined data frame, joined df. Okay, is equal to emp underscore df dot join, and joining with department df, right? Department df. After that, you have to provide the condition. So emp underscore df dot department id is equal to department underscore df dot department id. And finally, you have to provide which type of join you want to perform, because there are different type of joins, like normal join, or you can say inner join. There can be left outer join, there can be right outer join, and there can be full outer join also, right? So let's go with inner join first. Inner, and close this, hit enter. Okay, now join def is ready, which has been joined based upon the department id. If you want to display that, so joined underscore df dot show, and you can see that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 6 column from employee data frame and 3 columns from department are coming here. If you just want to display like specific column, because I was talking about that we just need employee id, name, and department name, right? So let's try that. Joined underscore df is equal to joined underscore df dot select, and in here you can provide the name emp id, we need name, and we need department name. Okay, by mistake I put dot, not underscore. So joined underscore df, and we'll do the show, and you can see now employee id, name, and department name is displayed, which is a result of joining two data frames, because these information are not available in any of the single data frame. Okay, so I hope you are already aware about the join concept in database. I also hope that you are aware about left outer join, right outer join. The similar type of join you can perform with data frames as well. So in case you are having any doubt till now, you can ask me. Otherwise we'll be moving towards the next topic.
It's just in left outer join, we have to write the right outer join, and that's all, right? Instead of inner
Yeah, the only difference is
join.
so I will show you the join condition. Yeah, instead of inner you have to type
Just
left
right.
outer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that will do the left outer join. That in that case, like suppose you have lot of employee detail in the employee table, but
Hmm.
corresponding department information may not be available. In that
Hmm.
case you can do left outer join. And
Hmm.
similarly, if you have a lot of department information but there are not such employees over there, so you can use right outer. And sometime depending upon the scenario, we may have to do full outer join as well. That means it will take the full data from left table, full data from right table, and whatever mismatch are there it will be putting the null, and wherever it's matching, then it will put the required information. In this case, for all the employees, there's a corresponding department information is available. That's why
Hmm.
it is coming, all the values are coming. Otherwise, in case something is missing, then that value will come as null, in case you are going with left outer or right outer.
Okay.
Okay, let's move to the next one. So the next is group by in data frame. Sometimes you want to group your data frame based upon something. Suppose you want to find out like what is the maximum salary in each department, or there can be minimum salary in each department, or there can be how many employees are there in each department. So for such type of query, you have to do group by. So you can do grouping depending upon your need. You may need to group by gender if you want to find out how many male candidates and how many female candidates are there. So you can do grouping by gender. Or if you want to do department wise, then you can do group by department. And similarly, if you want to find out like under which manager how many employees are there, because you can see here manager employee ID is repeating. So for second and third employee, that is Sahil and Fortune, the manager employee ID is same, right? Similarly, for the next two, Srikant and Vidya, the employee ID is manager employee ID is EMP002, EMP002. So different employees, sorry, different manager has different number of employees. So it depends like what exactly you want to find out. So let's try out something to understand in more detail. So what we will do is we'll create one more data frame and you can give any name. Maybe I will give group underscore df is equal to emp df dot group by. Let me check the syntax. Group by is underscore or the capital B. Group by, okay, capital B. I think that is the convention they are following. Just like in first schema, S is capital. So group by, and which column? Let's try emp. Was the column name? Employee manager employee ID. Manager employee ID. And what exactly you want to do? You want to find count. Because when you are doing grouping is fine. You have done the grouping with department, sorry, manager ID. But what is the purpose of your? So maybe for that one, I would like to count the number of employee. So we'll press enter and group underscore df dot show. And you can see now. The manager whose employee ID is EMP003 has only one employee and employee 001, 002, 007. For these three managers, there are two employees each are working on that. And it's not always about doing the count. Maybe what do you want to do is, suppose for each department, you want to find the maximum age. So for department 2, this one is department 2, right? Sahil and Lakshmi. So out of Sahil and Lakshmi, who is having the higher age? Suppose you want to find that. So we can do the grouping for age this time. Uh, let's try that. So I will do the group by department ID, department ID, and then I will do max of age. Why this is giving error? Okay, there is a additional single quotes that's causing problem for department ID. That's the, okay. We need to close this. Correct. So what I did is employee df dot group by department ID dot max age. So I will clear my screen and we'll do group df dot show. and you can see that for department 4 the highest, or you can say the maximum age is 23, department 1 36, department 2 28, department 3 26. You can try the same with gender also. Suppose you want to find out who is the maximum age, or let's do minimum. Okay, we will find min age and we'll do the grouping with gender, and you can see that in female the minimum age is 22, for female sorry, for males the minimum age is 26. So you can do any type of grouping. It completely depends upon your requirement, and sometime you may need to do group by two things. Let's try that also. I would like to do grouping by department and gender. Okay, it seems like we can try in the same one. Let me do if I can do that. Not sure about the syntax. So let's try with, that's good. So what I'm doing is I'm doing grouping by department ID and gender both. That means for each department, for each gender, what is the minimum age, it will display that. So you will see the output. You can see that in department 2, and for the same department for female it's 24. You can do order by also to keep it like more easy to understand. Let's try that. Order by. Order by. Order by. Okay, good. So this time it should display in more better way. We'll be able to analyze easily. You can see that department 1 for male minimum age is 32, department 1 for female minimum age is 22. Similarly for department 2 male and female, and for department 3 I think only we have males, and for department 4 we have only females. So this time we are doing grouping based upon two columns. And similarly, if you have a requirement, you have a scenario, you can even do grouping based upon multiple columns, 3, 4, 5, as per your need. Okay, so that's all on group by. In case you are having any doubt, I think we have talked about a lot of scenarios for group by. In case you are having any doubt on group by, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll be moving to the next scenario. Okay, the next is window function in data frame. This is very common scenario. Whenever you deal with raw data, sometimes you get duplicate data, and you cannot keep the duplicate data, you have to remove it. So we'll take an example. As of now, we don't have any duplicate data. So let me do one thing. Let me make some change. I have to make some change in the data. So sample employee data, right? Let me create a copy of this and we'll create one more file. Sample employee duplicate data. And how the data is duplicate, let me open it. Okay, so the data in the file is in CSV format, comma separated values format. And suppose for employee 001 we have two rows. Sometimes what happens is we are fetching the data from two different sources. So from one source we got the data that employee 001 Neeraj, the age is 32, male, department 1, and employee 007. From another source we got employee 001 Neeraj, and the age here is given is 28. For example, remaining details are as it is, or I would say maybe department 2. Okay, and control S. Similarly, we will duplicate this for one more user. Control C, Control V. So I will change the department, and I will change the manager also. Okay. Okay. Now you can notice in this particular file, we have total 9 rows. The first one is the header, right? Employee ID, name, age, that's my header. Apart from that, there are 9 more lines. But those 9s are not for 9 employees. 2 employees data is repeating. For employee 001, there is 2 rows. And similarly for employee 005, Vidya, there are 2 rows. Okay. Now, in such scenario, and this is very common scenario, if you will work on any Spark or any such type of project, you will definitely find duplicate data, and you have to remove the duplicates. But when you are removing the duplicate, the very first question you should ask is that out of those 2 rows, which one I should keep. You cannot blindly remove one row, right? Because it may be possible that out of those two, one particular row has a preference. So the preference you have to ask someone. So let me check the age here also. I will make it 25. Okay, control S. So whenever you will ask your client that I am getting duplicate data for a particular employee, then what should I do? Then client may suggest that in case you get duplicate data, whichever is having lower age, please retain that, and whichever is having higher age, just ignore that. Right? So what we have to do is we have to apply some logic which is known as deduplication logic. That means removing the duplicates. So in this one, if I talk about this employee 001, the first row, that is age is 32 and second one is 28. So in this case I should retain the second one, right? And the first one, this one 32 and department 1, that can be removed. And if I talk about the Vidya's example, this one, in this case, the lower age is 23. So we'll retain this line number 7 and we'll be removing, or you can say ignoring, the line number 8. For other employees, because there are not duplicates, so there is no confusion, we can retain them as it is. Okay. So to overcome such type of scenarios, to overcome the duplicate values, there's a concept of window function. So the window function we will be using. And before we talk more about window function, in case you're having any doubt till now, you can ask me. Okay, seems like there is no doubt, so we are good. Let's try that. So what I will do is I will create a data frame. Let me copy the command if those commands are available. Oh, the commands are available here also, right? So what I will do is I will create one more variable. I'm taking this variable, and similarly we'll create one more data frame. I can give emp dup underscore data frame. Okay, and similarly we'll change the path dup. Okay, so I will copy this line, control C, and we'll put it here. and I will copy line number 9, Control C, we'll put it here, and emp underscore dup and underscore show. Okay, some spelling mistake. You can see now. Employee 001 is coming two times, and employee 005 is coming two times. Remaining all are coming as good. Okay. So we will apply window function, and let me show you the window function syntax so that you can understand. So what we will do is basically we will find out the rank, and rank will be only for those employee for which there are duplicate data available. So whatever columns are available, along with that we'll add one more column with the name rank, and there is a function row number inbuilt function in Spark. Row number dot over window dot partitioned by employee df employee id, because we are filtering based upon employee id only. If employee id is duplicate means the entire row is duplicate, because other things like gender that can duplicate for two employees, that is fine. Department can also be same for two employees. Even manager can also be same, but yes, employee id cannot be same. So we will be doing partitioned by employee id, and then we will do order by age, because our purpose is to find out the employee having the lower age, and after that what will happen I will show you. So we'll create one more df. I would say anything new df. I'm giving new df is equal to emp underscore dup underscore df dot with column. I'm adding one new column, right? Column, you can give any column name, it's up to you. I am giving rank. Okay, and then there is a function row underscore number. Maybe it will give the error because it will not find it. If it will not find, we have to import that. So row number dot over and then window dot partition by. Let me just have a check at the syntax. Window dot partition by, b is capital. Partition by this is our data frame name, right? We'll take this dot employee id. Okay, and after that we have to do order by also. Order by, you put the which one is right, is. Row number is not defined. Yes, I was expecting that. Row number is not defined because I think we have to import some functions, because row number is a inbuilt function in SQL and we have to import that. What is the command? Import. Okay, let me check if it's there in the screenshot. It's not there, so we have to find it on Google. Import row underscore number function in Spark. Let's import all because they are importing window function separately, rank function separately, row number separately. We can do together also. So we can do import PySpark.sql.star. Okay, that should fulfill our requirement. Import PySpark.sql.star. It's not working. Why? PySpark.sql.star. Okay, functions is also there. Functions is also there. So functions functions dot star. Still not working. PySpark.sql.function function or functions functions PySpark.sql.functions. Okay, okay, finally. So from your package name PySpark.sql.functions import star because this package function package has many functions and I don't want to import them separately. Otherwise, just like this Google page, you have to import window, rank, row number separately. So I did that in a single line. Now if I will run that command, it should work because now it will understand that row number. This one. Now it's saying window is not defined. Something is wrong. window. There's a way to import everything together. Let me try that. From PySpark.sql.functions import star, that's we have done. Import PySpark.sql.functions as f. No, this should be good. Why it's still causing problem? Row number. Let me check the syntax if there's any mismatch. Row number dot over window dot partition by. Then this one dot order by this one. That's all. It should work. With column rank row number dot over window is not defined. Let's import that just like that Google page, otherwise it will waste our lot of time. So import window. Have they removed this function? Cannot import name window from PySpark.sql.function. Okay, seems like they have removed this function or they might have renamed it to something else. from PySpark.sql.window import window. Okay, it's different actually, not functions, it's a window. Okay, let's do that. Note it out that this W is small and this W is capital. This is very case sensitive. Okay, finally we are able to import it. So let's try to run that command if we are able to do it. Okay, that's good. Finally. Okay. So now I will display this, and you will find that there is one more column added. Df dot show. Not added. Okay. Not employee df. My bad. It's new df. New df. And you can see that there is a rank available. And for you can notice that whichever employees are not repeating, right, for them the rank is 1. So there is no question on that. Only for the employee which are repeating, for example Neeraj, right? So whichever is having lower age 28, that is having rank 1, and higher age 32 is having rank 2. Similarly, if you go to Vidya, this is the lower age 23, that is rank 1, and for higher age 25 the rank is 2, right? So whatever we did till now, that is only about adding this additional column as rank. And now you may guess like what can be the next step. The next step will be, we'll put a filter condition where rank is equal to 1. So this second row, this one, Neeraj with age 32, that is rank 2, and Vidya with age 25, that's also rank 2. These two rows will be removed, and remaining everything else will be rank 1. And later on we can even remove this rank column, because that's not part of our data. That was added only for removing the duplicates. So let's quickly do that. So I will do new underscore df dot filter. Okay. New underscore df dot rank is equal to 1. Okay. And after that I will drop the column rank. Let's try to display new df dot show again. What happened? It did not remove. Okay. Maybe dropping we will do later. Let's do first step first. Let's just do the filtering part. Or maybe we have to assign that to another data frame. I think that's the problem. Yes, correct. So you have to assign it to a new data frame. I would say final underscore df. Okay. And final underscore df dot show. And you can see now. For that rank column, additional column which we added for our removing duplicate purpose, that has been removed. And moreover, for the duplicate data, right, for Neeraj earlier there were 2 rows, and for Vidya there were 2 rows, but now only those rows are retained for which the age is lower, and the higher age rows can be removed. And it's not only about 2 rows, it may be possible for a particular employee you have 3 rows, 4 rows, but out of those multiple we have to keep only one, and remaining we have to delete. Which one we have to keep, that depends upon your logic. In my case I have put that logic. Let me open that command. I think we are running out of time, but let me quickly explain that. So we are doing window.partition by employee ID, okay, and order by age. So that's why it's filtering based upon the age. You may have some other criteria. You can even put that criteria, and accordingly you can remove the duplicates. Okay. So in case you are having any doubt on the window function, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will be quickly moving to the next slide as we are running out of time. Okay. The next is Spark SQL in DataFrame. Yesterday I was telling that you can even do select star from table. But till now we haven't done that, right? We are doing data frame dot show or dot filter, and we are using Spark functions actually. I'm not using a table like queries. So you can do that. And before you do that, you have to convert your data frame into a table like structure. I mean, it's already table, but you have to register that as a temporary table. You can read this line number 12. Employee underscore df dot create or replace temp view. That is the command. That is the function which will convert your data frame like a table like structure. And after that, you can play around that table just like you are playing with any database table. Let's quickly try that. So what I will do is I will clear my screen, and what we will do is emp underscore df dot create or replace temp view. Notice one thing, that O of or, R of replace, T of temp, and V of view. These are capital, remaining else is same. Okay. And in the bracket, you provide some name. I would say emp underscore table and enter. Okay. Now your employee data frame is linked with your employee table, and you can play around with this employee table. Let's try that. So you will do spark.sql. In the bracket, you write a SQL type of query. I would say select star from emp table where what should I put, where gender is equal to male. Okay. And finally you can do show command. So I'm coming back here. I think we have to assign it to some variable because we did assign it. Let me check the syntax here. Yeah, you have to you have to assign it to some other data frame. I can give the name Spark SQL df is equal to this, and Spark SQL df dot show. You can see that. Okay. So either you can put your filter condition just like we were doing earlier with the data frame, or this would be more easier, right? Because I can directly write select star from table where gender is equal to this. You can even do group by. Whatever we were doing earlier, grouping by gender, grouping by manager, grouping by department, finding out the min age, max age, everything you can do. So if you are more comfortable with SQL, you can use Spark SQL. That will give you more flexibility, and it will look like more like a table, because earlier we were writing functions for everything. But in this case, you can write SQL for all type of queries, and the only thing you have to do is you have to load your file into data frame first, and then register that data frame as a temporary table. We call it as a temporary table because once you will close your Spark session, right? Suppose you close this, and if you will come again tomorrow, will you find the table? No, you will not find. It's not like a database table. It's not like a persistent table. Only the data frame is converted into a temporary table for that particular session. As soon as you will close the session, your table is gone. Okay. So this was about Spark SQL. I am coming back to PDF.
No, so
And
if sir, if we are
yeah.
inserting the data into a table, and next time
Mhm.
whenever we want to use that, we'll not be able to use that table
Okay,
or
first
the
of all, you
data.
cannot insert. It's not a actual table, so you cannot insert the data. Neither,
Okay, so we
neither you
can
can
play with
modify
the.
the data because we are loading the file into a data frame. So you can
Hmm.
only play around with that data. That means you can do your analytics on top of that data, but you
So
cannot
what is the
modify
use
that.
of this thing?
Sorry.
I mean, only we can use as an analysis purpose, right? Means
Analysis, yes.
only we can use the select.
Spark is completely for data analytics. Spark is not a
Okay,
again and again I'm saying it's a table like structure, it's not actual table. That means
okay, okay.
you cannot apply like which one is primary key, or you
Mm-hmm.
cannot insert the new data. You can't even delete the existing data from this employee data frame. Suppose I want to delete a particular row, I cannot do that. But what I can do is I can put a filter condition, and then the result I can assign to a different data frame. That can be done, but ultimately
Okay,
the
so
original data frame,
PySpark is
right, that you
different
cannot
than
remove.
Spark SQL. Mm-hmm.
Please come again, I missed the last
Yeah,
line.
Spark SQL is totally different, right? Only we can use as just for the
Only
like
for
only viewing the
analytical
data.
purpose.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, only for analytical purpose, not for modifying or insertion or deletion. You cannot do that. Okay, let's come back to the PDF and we'll talk about the last activity for today. Write data frame into local file. So you loaded the file, initial file, input file into the data frame. After that, you applied different operations. You filtered out, you add a new column, you removed an existing column, you joined with another data frame, and you apply window function, you remove duplicate, you did a lot of things, right? Now, whatever is the final output, you need to write it back to some file. As I said, right, these data frame, these temporary table are just for this session. If you will close the session, then your whatever work you have done is gone. So whatever is your final output, make sure that you are writing that into some file. So let's quickly do that, and let me go back here. So let's try with this one only. My actual employee data frame, right, that was having a lot of rows, but I filtered based upon the gender is equal to female. So now my current, this Spark SQL DF, right, that is containing only these three rows, but I would like to save this result into a file. So I would say Spark SQL DF dot write dot CSV. If you remember, for reading I was using Spark dot read dot CSV. Here I am using write dot CSV. Let me quickly check the syntax. Uh, write dot CSV. Yeah, that's correct. So write dot CSV, and then you have to provide the path. So I don't have any path declared, but I can declare one path quickly. I would say employee underscore output path. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And we'll change the name also. Employee underscore output. Okay. One more thing is there. Whatever path you will provide, right? That will be the folder. That's not a file. That will be the folder, and inside that folder there can be single or multiple files depending upon the size of the data. That's why I'm not giving emp underscore output dot csv or something, because that would be a folder name. And as of now, you can see that under data directory, there is no folder with the name emp underscore output. But that's absolutely fine. It will be automatically created. Okay. So I have declared this variable. So I will run this. I will run this first because I need to have this variable. And then I will run that command again. Spark SQL df dot write dot csv, and I will provide this path. Control C, Control V, and enter. Okay, that's done. You can see on the left side here, emp underscore output folder is created under data directory. You can expand that. So you will find underscore success, and you don't have to open that. That is something internally used by Spark. Any file starting with underscore success or underscore failure or anything, that is internally managed by Spark for tracking the history, like it was a successful or failure or something. The file which we are interested in is the second file, this one, and this is ending with CSV. Although the name is very lengthy, you don't go with the name. That is uniquely generated by Spark, but we are interested in the content of the file, not in the name. So I will open this, and you can see on the right side employee 003 005 006, and let's check here. What was that? Spark SQL df, right? Let's try that. Control C, Control V, dot show. It should be exactly same. Yeah, you can see that. Fortune Vidya Lakshmi, this one, right? So whatever result was displayed as my final data frame, that I have written into a file now. That means if I will close my session now, that's absolutely fine. There is no issue because my data output data is available, and maybe the output you generated will be input to some other team. The teams works in that manner. So you are applying some operation, you are applying some analytics, and you are generating some final output, but even that final output is going to some other team, and they will be treating that as an input. So what they will do is they will create their data frame based upon this file, and they may be doing some further analytics on that. So this way data is being analyzed with multiple teams. Okay, so that's all about today's class. One thing I have left for your practice. So just like you have written the file into local, similarly instead of local, you can specify S3 file path. You can, the S3 file path is provided like this: S3A, A stand for API, colon, then your bucket name, inside that any folder. And in that case, Spark will write your final data frame into S3 as well. Okay, so this thing I'm leaving for your practice. You try it over the weekend whenever you get some time, and in case you face any issue, I always available over the email. Okay, so that's all for today's class. In case you are having any doubt in today's class, you can ask me.
Will you be available in WhatsApp or only in over email? They can connect you.
Yeah, I'm also available in WhatsApp. So I must have sent you the email sometime for the meeting link, right? You can find my WhatsApp
Okay.
number over there,
Okay.
and I can guide you even on WhatsApp. If you have a big error message or big screenshot, better to
Hmm.
send it
I
over
can
the email.
email. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you will still have access to the PDF and recordings whenever you
Hmm.
want, because I understand that you might not have done everything practically, because
Yes,
even
yes.
I'm working and sometimes we do not get that much time to do everything practically on daily basis. So take your time, go through each and every topic. You already have the AWS trial account, do your practice. As and when you are stuck, you need any of my help, always you can reach me. Yeah, that's all. Any feedback for me?
Thank you for all your help, sir. It was a great session
Okay,
altogether.
welcome. I would wish all the best to all of you. You do a lot of practice on this thing, because if you are going for an interview, right, then they may ask some deeper question. They will expect like you are working on some AWS project or not. So whatever things I have shown practically during the class, I would
Hmm.
say do it, because when someone else is doing the things practically, it looks very simple and very easy. But when you will do it on your account, then you will find the real challenge. You will understand the concept. And as I explained earlier, right, in case you are getting any red message, any error, any exception, don't scared of that. Try to read it, try to figure out what exactly is missing. There can be some path is incorrect, and most probably in AWS is like some permissions are missing, and you know how to add it, right? You go to login as a root user, and go to that particular account, particular IAM user who is facing the permission issue, add the appropriate permission, and then the issue should disappear. But even if that is not helping you, you can always go to Google. Google should help you. Otherwise, I am always available. You can all, because the issue you will face may be the non issue for me, and I have the solution handy. So as and when you are facing any issue, just inform me, and I will provide you the solution for that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so thanks everyone for attending this training program for continuously for 6 weeks. I know 6 weeks is very long time, and I still appreciate that you made it. And I also thank everyone for making it interactive. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Neeraj. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neeraj.
Thanks,
Okay, thanks
Neeraj.
everyone.
Best of luck to you as well.
Okay, thanks Sriram and Kirti. Thank you.